game one, behind extreme technical skill and in-depth knowledge, Pankraz took a commanding 10-minute victory over Dustygriff. And after winning Lolly Ho finals last year, and we were questioning how would Dustygriff respond? Would he change things up? And we got that answer in game two, and Dustygriff responded by being Dustygriff, taking a 3-minute lead through the hook route, leveraging uh, knowledge that he had gained and crisp decision making, and using a patent in Dustygriff full earth clear, he equalized. And for Enterprise fans, we are at game three of a round of 16 final game tournament of champions here. I'm Mike34, and I'm joined by Sheep Launcher, and I'm really excited for this one.
Oh yeah, Mike. I am stoked. I'm happy to be with you. You kind of knew going in that this would have to come down to a game three. xPankraz, Dustygriff, just too good to allow one to have the lead over the other. This could be a final match, like it was, as you said, in the Lolly Ho League when they met in the finals. But instead, we are in the round of 16. The winner gets to meet Martin Broadcloak in the round of 8. But first things first, we got to settle this one. And a ready start and an interesting set of objectives here.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the hook route again. We don't know if it'll be sooner or later. We get some Fey March. And then we seem to be missing a location. Where is that?
Yeah, no moon objectives. Now, certainly key items can be on the moon, and I think it would behoove our runners to try and full clear the moon when they get up there. But yeah, strictly speaking, not a single moon objective required.
Yeah, we don't see that too much in the tournament, but when I have, we've been on the moon anyway at some point. There's average 3 to 4 key items up there, so we'll see if that delays prioritization or if that plays into maybe Dusty's strengths, who likes to go and clear full Earth first anyway. And I wonder if Pankraz, knowing that, tries to match him, metagame a little bit, and try to win on technical play.
Yeah, both of these runners extremely skilled. It will come down to seconds, and it looks like we are underway. We are thrilled to have you with us. Rydia is joined by Edward, and a sparkle gives the Sand Ruby. A little bit of help for this party, which desperately needs it to start.
Yeah, we got less than 100 HP to start with, but I think these runners will find a way to manage pretty well.
Yeah, especially with a character in the bed. Do want to thank our tracker, Warlake05, and our restreamer, Black Ice. Hopefully, our restreamer has rolled us something really good and worthy of these runners tonight.
Alright, and looks like we're going to get a character check right away after this. I'd expect Pankraz to go and he's been sticking with Eblan looting, and then Dusty's been doing more of the meta for these flags and hitting some public treasury. So we'll see if we see any divergence here.
And that is a cane in the bed.
Definitely welcome somebody who has some semblance of hit points and also physical prowess.
Yeah, Pankraz did check that weapon shop in Kaipo. Saw a dwarf axe there, but not much else of interest, and is going to skip it on the way out.
I think I saw an ogre axe picked up by Dustygriff in the Damison treasury, so that will get in going right away. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah, and Pankraz going to go to Eblan as you insinuated. Meanwhile, Dustygriff going to launch that hovercraft. You need to launch it anyway because you have to launch the Falcon and trade away the pink tails, so might as well get it over with.
So this will probably look like Dusty will be off to a bit of a head start as far as objective completion. And FF4FE will be looking to leverage some of the drops he gets here with a higher tier loot. Even though you can't get max tier 7 anymore, it's still higher weighted here in Eblan, and try to leverage that into catching up. Now, FF4FE is probably only going to loot 45 to 60 treasures all told. He's been actually opening less than in the group phase stages.
So Edward hands us the Magma Key, which one of those rare times when you would almost prefer the hook, although now the entire underground is open to our runners who need a little bit of help before they can start really checking the tough objectives. But I did want to point out one of the things that xPankraz looted in Castle Eblan, a ninja shirt. Now, you might know the ninja shirt group, one of only a couple groups to have 2 runners in the round of 8. So xPankraz having the good luck of that group on his side right away.
Yeah, and the ninja shirt is actually a pretty good piece of gear here, and especially since we can't back row edge without a boomerang. So having him have all the defense from that is a boon if you can find it.
Also a bandana in Castle Eblan, along with a glass hat that we saw earlier. Castle Eblan having the goods.
And a 30 stack of lives purchased by Dusty here. Getting that magma key early, I feel like punishes a little bit the Eblan play, because you can get some of that high tier loot going down to Feymarch if somewhere you got to go anyway, without having to go so far out of your way with those 3 trap chests in Eblan. But we did get some good things out of there.
Dustygriff going to make that character check, gonna find that bed trader. And picks up charm arrows.
See if we see an underground play or on the power of Kane here, if the runners elect just to do some overworld checks first for routing.
FF4FE deciding that 3 characters not enough, going to check out who is on top of Mount Hobs.
And this was a big play in the last match. We had, on top of Hobs, we had a Gauntlet and a Palom. FF4FE opted to go for that Palom while Dusty faded it, which could be considered one of the margins of victory in that match. So we'll see what we get today.
There's a boss you don't want to see in that spot. King Queen Eblan.
And the same Palom. We like to see Palom. Having Quake is really nice, and also may incentivize an underground play if we have a way to actually beat 1 egg after this to get to Quake.
Yeah, getting the Quake on Palom will make him very useful right away. If any sirens are available anywhere, there are 3 shop checks open to our runners as soon as they drop the magma key down the well.
And we have Medusa arrows, I just saw. So that could be a way to take out those eggs pretty quickly. I imagine both the runners know the timing exactly on how to do that.
FF4FE through that free fight, not going to loot out the back of Hobs.
And I imagine we may see a Fabul play here, because I know FF4FE likes to get that XP on Palom and synergize that with objectives. We'll hit Antlion first.
Yeah, FF4FE's not going to fade Antlion this time. Doesn't have big plans for Rydia, it looks like. Did not even bother to check the summon on the front of Mount Hobs.
That's a big portion of finding Palom there is now we have a warp source. Otherwise, we might have seen Rydia get up to warp levels in case you have to get to Luca at some point.
Yeah, always nice to have that warp available for the Luca Cave that you cannot exit out of, and Ashura at the bottom of Antlion Cave. Not a bad boss to see down here. We'll have to have a little bit of speed, but can really lifelock her very easily at this spot.
And with the low HP totals, we see Pankraz just burning through it. He would, if she would have got one heal off, it still wouldn't have saved her much time. So, electing just to burn through that quickly, and we have some armor or some dragoon we're gonna reset out of.
Yeah, not even worth it to walk out for the sale price. Remember, S-Quarter is on, so you can only sell equipment and items for a quarter of their retail price. Really a ripoff, if you ask me.
He throws that heroin rope on Rydia, so is looking to use Rydian a little bit of play divergence here. The heroin rope is extremely good, makes your characters very fast and very hard to kill.
And Dustygriff taking on his Ashura will soon discover the disappointment of a Dragoon gauntlet. And Pankraz decides he's had enough of the surface.
Yeah, resetting out of that experience there may have sealed the deal. Palom here, maybe hoping for one Siren and maybe one Coffin. If not, using the Medusa arrows on an egg. And getting up to Quake to finish off the overworld.
Dusty going to save this fight experience. Found an exit. That it was in the Damsian basement, and exits out, keeping that experience. So a little bit of an edge early in experience for Dusty.
Yeah, he gets a little bit more money now, a little bit more experience on that Palom. And it's also going to go underground now. Really solid play. You just get such a power spike. I'm going to check all these tier 5 shops. Each one of them is going to have exactly one tier 5 item. And just had a lot of other things, but I saw Leviathan. Not likely what we're looking for. We did buy a lot of carrots, though.
Interesting.
It doesn't matter. It could be sell 1/16, and Pankraz is still going to get his carrots.
Did pick up a black belt from the back of Dwarf Castle. Not a bad piece of gear for any Zerkers who come into the party.
Yeah, despite the expected meta of mages, Zerkers have still held their own in this flag set, especially if you can find an edge. But in this case, Kane's going to be pretty solid too.
Pankraz going to continue his shopping world tour, and there are Sirens in Tamra.
All right.
Time to sell the farm to get 3 Sirens. And might use all of them here. And the job dwarf is a middle school administrator, and that middle school administrator just getting in the way.
We're seeing Dusty here leverage some of that higher tier loot in the Feymarsh that we alluded to earlier. Picks up a strength ring and an elven bow, 2 good pieces of gear.
And Pankraz found Gungnir spears for sale in Tamra as well. Tried to buy one, did not have enough cash, and instead of selling anything else he just left it alone.
Yeah, we'll have to make do with an ogre axe for a while. We found the one monster chest on the Feymarch path, which now Dusty will be able to full loot. Here, if you so choose, we see Pankraz doing the same thing, being completely out of money, and there's going to be one more potentially useful item in this shop here, be it hourglass or coffins.
Yeah, if everything goes well, there will be another tier 5 item in the item shop down here. Also, there's a key item, of course, down here. Get some information. The Queen of the Town of Monsters is going to be required. Who knows if it's cheesable? If you find hourglasses, for example, you take it on now and never come back.
These runners are so resourceful that there are quite a few fights they could elect to take at that spot right now.
Rune Ring is a nice little find. And again, not a key item, a Zeus Gauntlet. A gorgeous piece of equipment for that Kane especially, but not a key item. And these objectives are pretty key item heavy.
With each zonk we find, there are the hourglasses and more lives. With each zonk we find makes the moon with no objectives, but more likely to have some of the key items we need.
So, as John Burkhead pointing out in chat, if they never find the key items, that means they just have to keep racing. That's right. What we want, right?
This game could go on for a lot of time, and I'd be having a good time still.
Yeah, certainly a pleasure to watch these two race, and we hope that the route that they're forced to take is going to keep them here for a little bit.
We said ninja swords in the weapon shop. Edge is kind of the guy on these flags, and we saw Dusty pony up the coin for a ninja last time. That is going to be a no-go for now.
Yeah, that is not free at all.
That is a very, very slow demist right now, and no one's touching that king spot either. So, with some form of egg, it looked like.
Yeah, that was Ruby or Elements in the king spot. That demist incredibly quick at that queen spot. Hits you 3 times, hits you hard, by the way, and then turns into mist where you can't do anything. Absolutely not an option at this point.
We'll be back
for these two.
We're gonna see those Medusa arrows, I assume. If not, maybe an hourglass. But I don't know that we'll see the hourglass here. Did he buy one even? He does have an hourglass.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see some Medusa arrow play here.
And Dusty also buying 3 sirens to take care of an egg. And gonna bluff up.
Yeah, you can optionally with Palom here just get him enough power to one-shot the egg. Definitely the safer play, if not a little bit slower.
An egg being an egg will not do anything until you attack it and it hatches. So you bluff up Palom enough times, and Palom can do enough damage.
We see another strat by Dusty here, stopping the egg.
Ooh, and that's a dragon web.
Immediately paralyzed, the Ice 2 finishes him off.
And both runners frame to the frame through their first egg.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now we'll see. I'm curious to see if we see any trap chests in Sylvan Cave on the way down. We're gonna have a RA1 Palom with Riddy only having 4 starting agility. So you can quake your way through most of those fights there, and maybe get some XP and maybe some goodies too.
The Dustygriff through and leaves after 2 sirens. Has 1 left in his fanny pack. xPankraz gonna heal up and also bail after 2.
Yeah, we saw Dusty fly towards that Sylvan Cave. And then let's get some HP first. So maybe he is thinking about messing with some chests there. Oh no, he's gonna check out Dwarf.
And Dusty finding a boomerang and a kamikaze in the first 2 chests in Sylvan Cave, and then not going to tangle with any others for now.
Yeah, probably just have Pankraz kind of check the chest on the way there, and if he gets a fight, quake it real quick, and virus in this case, and take XP and whatever skill they have.
Yeah,
Being for
the
the
incredible knowledge of Pankraz, knowing exactly how much he needs to take care of those centipedes. I did not see the item he blinked way too fast for me.
Yeah, I before the match, I practiced my non-blinking skills. Yeah. I knew if I blink, that I'd miss important information like that Bahamut summon. Now, I still don't think we'll see Rydia use that. He does want that anchor. He wants that RA1 Palom, but Bahamut's pretty powerful.
Yeah, that Bahamut could be a game changer if it comes down to it, but we'll see.
And I bet she's not too happy with the treasure distribution there, as I think he's hoping for at least one more monster chest to get some more XP and another Adamant armor chance. Maybe even a Dragon Spear.
Yeah, Dustygriff gonna take on the bosses of the Dwarf Castle before leaving the underground fence. Antlion in the first spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing down here. He's the opposite of his natural habitat. Although the floor kind of looks like.
Yeah, you can see how he got confused.
Yeah, and I mean, he might not be the most intelligent of creatures, so he might think he's on the moon.
I mean, it does look an awful lot like the Ogopogo spot, like the Matsumune
exactly,
altar.
Yeah. Does the whole bottom of the moon. That's probably where he thinks he is.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that quake, you can see its power early on. Dustygriff getting right through that Antlion. Edward on the floor, but not a big deal.
He might be about to leave anyway.
Yeah, that's a character check here. If Ed shows up, that would be really nice for Dustygriff, I think. It's a Tella.
There goes Eddie, and since Dusty's been using Rydia a bit more, Tella is probably a more serviceable anchor. And if we find a Darkness Crystal, we might have a D-Machine grind in play, but neither of these runners are huge D-Machine fans, and we have a Gauntlet in Fabul.
Yeah, a semi-vanilla Fabul Gauntlet. It's not the same Gauntlet that's in vanilla, it's the alt Gauntlet, but yeah, 3 blue robes attacking Fabul Castle.
And got Palom perfectly in that top spot. RA1, he's going to... oh, actually, no, we got a fast Cane, so he's still going to be getting spells off quickly when he needs to.
Yeah, this will take a little bit of time, but Pankraz definitely hoping that this time investment is worth it.
And to answer our question, we're getting levels on Rydia now, so Bahamut, I believe, is in future plans.
Yeah, that Rydia is building up HP slowly but surely.
There's no lack of anchors, these characters, so we can ditch Spoony Bard or someone later if we want, but we'll see some Blarg here this seed, I believe.
And Dustygriff has the first key item toward an objective, getting the pink tail.
He will be really hoping for a quick hook that can quickly build some advantage in these seeds that tend to go 24 to 26 out of 28 and an hour 40.
Yeah, having an adamant armor early on can just make so many checks that much quicker. And in a game 3, you know, where seconds matter, that's really is going to give Dusty an edge if he can get a hook early.
You see neither runner using the sort button, which is it makes a lot of sense when all these items seem to be rearranging themselves. Incredible inventory management by both runners in between nearly every action.
xPankraz got the rat tail, and Sheila 1 has the darkness crystal. Fool got the goods.
Yes, money possibly on the table. But we're not seeing a whole lot of zongs too. That's something that factors in. If you think you can get to key items and their sirens, that's usually the route we'll see.
And Dustygriff, blazing through Baron Inn and gets the pan, will get to single dip Babil.
Oh, that's good. That'll save quite a bit of time, and with runners of as similar caliber as we have here, any advantage like that you can press is huge.
Also, Dustygriff has access to the first objective. We'll see if he heads right back underground. He is right next door to Aggert.
If we get a zonk here, at the top of Babil here, do you think we'll see a reset?
At the top of Ordeals from xPankraz?
Yeah, Ordeals, correct. Yep.
Yeah. We'll see how committed he is to that Rydia. Rydia will get a nice chunk of levels from this Ordeal, so if he does get a Zog from Ordeals, he might reset, but I think it would be worth it to keep the levels on Rydia and get that Bahamut online.
Right, and with sirens available, I mean, he could do that any time, but he prefers to synergize, right? If there's a comedian back attacking, it's not funny. Synergize that experience with getting goals. So.
There's nothing worse than a street comedian assaulting you from behind. Hey, you want to listen to my set?
Well,
no,
you can't deny that he does have a captive audience.
He sure does, and you know what? His set's gonna kill. Dustygriff did pick up a sorcerer robe from Young in the bed, and immediately heading to Babil to pick up 3 shiny key items.
And this 50-50 makes me a little nervous. So see the run buffering here out of xPankraz.
Yeah, definitely the wrong 2 folks to go down here.
Did we lower battle speed? I didn't see any run buffer, and that was like... Maybe the back attack is just a little kinder than I remember. That's perfect. 1 lightning 3, and we're through back attack goal best.
And of course, taking this opportunity to rearrange. Just the amount of work that gets done in every second to make sure you don't have to do it later. Wonderful to see.
We won't see our runners going into the back screen to rearrange items. That's all happening in between actions. And this gauntlet is going to give Dusty some time to do that.
So Dusty's going to pick up a rat tail from this. The second Sheila check, by the way, a package. Not likely that Dusty will sit through anything there. Probably won't even check it. Oh, that's required.
Yeah, no, will not reset.
Yeah.
But we have two more key item checks on Earth here. Yeah, we're taking it.
Yeah, and you got to defeat the Baron Castle basement throne at some point.
Disembodied arms are going to go down very quickly.
So Dusty will soon have 7 key items from here. That the package is a key item. So getting close to 10, where the fights can get you double EXP.
7 key items in 26 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, and we were joking a couple minutes ago about how Black Ice hid all the key items from us. That sure aged poorly.
Indeed. Saw a little bit slower there through that fight. Just one action, but I mean I'm counting every bit. The Pankraz had a Gaia drum for the needle lizards there, and 2 Thor Rages took him out for Dusty.
You know, he did buy a stack of 10 Thor Rages from Baron. I suppose you could use them there.
Okay, and Pankraz is off to get his pan. We have a little bit of cross routing.
Yeah, and with Pankraz picking up the Baron key, reminding everyone, the boss we saw at the beginning was a Sparkle. An unknown Sparkle. We've only seen one Sparkle so far, and that is Pankraz's opponent here, Plague, who is quickly gone.
What's your experience with running into Wyvern at battle speed 1? What usually happens?
Usually what happens is a quick reset.
Yeah.
And hopefully you have saved sometime recently.
With these runners, in one of the races I saw run buffering to the point where not 1, not 2, but 2 Star Veils and a wall got off before the Blarg.
Wow.
That was down in Value Cave. So we could see some impressive things should we find some Blarg with these 2.
Definitely. These runners, more than just being technical wizards, are fearless. So that Sparkle, with the levels that Pankraz has, not going to be worried about it. Not saving, at least not outside.
We'll see if we get any saves here in the cave before we take on these 2 bosses, and then likely we'll peek the basement.
I mean, who's this we?
The royal we.
I mean, I'd like to take credit for it, but I'm not doing any of it. I'm just talking about it.
Yeah, I think both Pankraz and Dusty will see what's down there and maybe even take it on. We're gaining power, and with their skill levels, it's usually not a matter if I can beat it, but is the time value worth the commitment?
So, Ordeals was just a murderer's row of bosses that you wouldn't want to see elsewhere, that aren't that difficult up on top of the mountain. Valvalis, Golbez, Baigan can all be a kind of complete roadblock if you see them in the wrong spot.
Yeah, that's helped equalize some of the free bosses that we've seen earlier. Looks like we're saving some MP. We didn't Blarg, assuming that we have enough MP on Rydia now, which we should. Probably saving that Blarg, that MP, if we need it here in the next fight. Seeing us Quake quickly dispatch those D-Lunars.
Yeah, D-Lunars in that spot. Quake was enough to take them out, and we have a Fabul takeover of Baron in reverse vanilla from the original game.
Young, not to be denied as ultimate trader, has dispatched the king and is now leading Baron.
And again, not worried about using Bahamut. Gonna deny us our Blarg, but will not deny us forever, maybe. Maybe?
Oh, he's out there somewhere.
Dustygriff, meanwhile, survived his 2 fastest characters going down to the comedian, gets his Baron key, and will quickly take care of his Baigan.
All is forgiven. Yang comes to join the team immediately, but betrayal can never be forgiven. He's dispatched.
Yeah. You can't forgive that. You gotta go atone in the Tower of Wishes.
Yeah, King and some orbs saving the day here. About time orbs do something for us, right?
Right. Usually an orb is just threatening to crush us, but this time, I wouldn't try to stop a wall with a big ball that is not attached to anything. But apparently the engineers think differently.
I'm just gonna throw out there that music's in the neighborhood.
And, you know, some people in the community want to throw that harp in the trash, but Pankraz found the harp in the trash. That is required. Baron Castle double required.
And we love music.
I mean, I certainly do. Pankraz gonna check the basement.
Which is?
It's
more
a sparkle.
Sparkles? I think the only thing we'd fight here would... Oh, not the...
Not Ogo.
Yeah.
No. But that is a required Ogopogo at the Baron Basement Throne. And
we'll be back.
We are not letting our runners just skate through Game 3.
Alright,
Pankraz taking a little bit of the long way around to get
there. A little bit of, circuitous... Oh, there's Bahamut getting one. A circuitous route to Dwarf, just like we saw a circuitous route Dwarf last time. It's the runners are a little hesitant to come here.
Yeah, maybe thinking about Keyless Tower, which is the play 100% of the time.
You know, I doubted you last time you told me that, and it was the play, and that was a mistake on my part. I'm coming around to this ethos.
It's not an ethos, it's just a fact. But Pankraz going to take on those Dwarf Castle bosses should not have much to fear from Antlion and CPU down here.
Well, Antlion's going to be very disappointed with his life choices once that blarg hits.
Yep, and here it comes. Antlion did get a big hit off on that front row Sid. But not going to be enough to withstand a very angry dragon.
And I imagine we'll take Tower here. At some point, we want some semblance of a white mage.
Pankraz doesn't have an Edward to ditch anymore.
Right, maybe Sid. We'll see what he does. Or maybe continues to live up the Cure 2 life. There's a pot nearby, and eventually there's a bed on a whale.
Yeah, you certainly have, and cabins for sale, and tents. And Pankraz going to trade one beard for another. Tella hops aboard.
Right. Now we have a good dedicated anchor. We have the semblance of a white mage. We haven't seen Bacchus yet, so we got some berserk to do. The things that don't get immediately blarged down, like these, like the CPU may if he doesn't just get quaked.
Well, while our runners are retracing each other's steps, do want to thank our restreamer Black Ice and our tracker Warlink05 for joining us for this this spectacular match, Game 3. And also thanks to Mike34 dropping all the knowledge as Dustygriff picks up and then quickly disposes of his karate man.
And everyone go give Sheep Launcher a follow too. He's very storied and excellent on comms and really knows about Keyless Tower.
Well, you got to know something.
Not many people know that.
You don't have to, but it really is. It's nice to be known for something, I suppose. And so both runners now have a really interesting decision to make here. Pankraz is probably going to go check out that pan check now.
Right, and I imagine Dusty's gonna hit some music after we reset in a moment.
And after Pankraz makes that pan check, that will probably be his destination as well. Although, we'll see.
Both runners looking for that hook. That having Adamant will make a lot more things possible. See some more sirens being bought as well, so we'll be seeing a grind of some sort, be it gold dragons or eggs, before too long, seeing as we're getting close to 10 keys.
Dustygriff thought about tangling with that Ogo for a second, and then thought better of it.
In his case, he had Ogo's weakness, which was Berserk, but you also kind of want Blink.
Yeah.
Tell can't do everything. He's not, he doesn't have 8 hands.
And Dusty going up the Tower of Zot without an Earth Crystal.
No.
Maybe thought he had the Earth Crystal?
Dog has some good stuff
and he's like, oh, I meant to do Harp. Obviously.
Right. You're in the neighborhood, and that's probably what he wanted to do. Get some characters.
I thought he was going to make a Galaxy Brain Flame Dog play, which I would be totally on board for.
And sometimes you see like a demist hunt up there, but one, no boss hunts with these flags, and 2, we've seen demist. So yeah, we're gonna go do music.
Yeah, Dustygriff will enter the cave instead. Now he's in the right spot.
Right now, it's hard for me to give advantage to either runner. We're pretty close. It seems like Dusty might be just a bit ahead on the backs of being able to see single dip Bull.
Yeah, the single dip for Bull check is really the big kind of determiner so far. Still plenty of time to shake things out, but I think Dustygriff is a minute or 2 ahead.
But with being able to blarg things is going to buy time for FF4FE, and I think he did a bit more of a grind as well. So still incredibly close.
It sure is. And
looks like we're getting the full experience here of
yep,
the cutscene.
All of the tier 2 spells, plus the weak, and we can't. Edward's gonna save the day though. Mike, he's really gonna do it this time.
Yeah, he's a hero. He's getting up. He's been laying there a long time, and it's his time to shine.
Yeah.
You can, if you will, imagine a spotlight coming down.
Of course. Well, in our mind's eye, we will do it. But music time. A double harp rendition from Final Fantasy I, gorgeous to see. And to
The
hear.
Final Fantasy ones, those songs translate so well to the harp. I love it. And looks like we're gonna get a full tower play from both runners, and
Yeah.
the boss trivialized with the magic resistance there. Both Quake and Blarg doing work.
Yeah, Pankraz got a little bit of time back by disposing of the dark, or at least killing his own party a little bit faster, but Dustygriff able to make up the time in the Doll's fight itself. Odin in the cannon room. No boss here really threatening Odin, especially not.
And without a Yang or Edge in the party with a Thunder Claw or any other real strong thunder at the moment, other than maybe Lightning 3 on Tela, which isn't the best, we'd like to see him here instead of on the moon.
And here is our divergence. Pankraz gonna head to the moon. Dustygriff taking down the tower.
Okay, we were wondering what the meta play from Pankraz would be, and he did just buy some sirens. And I see a lot of key items down there.
Yeah, there are a lot of key items. There are only 2 key items each runner needs to get into go mode. You only need the Earth Crystal and the hook.
Yeah,
and
so
you have
we're gonna
access to all of the objectives.
That we'll probably see some gold dragons, bunch of levels, and then blown up moon here.
Each runner now at 10 key items, by the way. And a purple robe at the top of the tower will be some flavor of Mylon. Both runners have had access to sirens. The magma key was given to us from Edward in the bed. The sirens were in Tomra, and both runners found them pretty early. But it's Mylon and friends at the top of the tower, Babil.
Yeah, well, having Callum has been great in this seed. He's been used to great use. We've had dolls, we've had Mylon now, we've had gauntlets. So that's been helping the runners quite a bit, and kind of reducing the benefit of Blarg Iridia a little bit for Pankraz.
Yeah, this Quake kid has been super efficient in taking down those multi-enemy bosses. And Mylon's lost all his friends.
And he made a friend in Dusty by doing him a favor and taking out Teleform so he can virus himself.
Yeah. Like, how'd you know what I was thinking, old pal?
Like, oh, I've known you for years, and it seems like you like it when I get your anchor down, so I'm doing you a solid there. There's those gold dragons for Finalizing. We're gonna see 180,000 quick XP with a life glitch.
Yeah, in that value cave.
And will he take it all the way to nuke? Blarg, not as necessary, but I don't know
nice
how many. We have a couple more hourglasses too, so definitely going to grab a bit of XP here.
Wrong Earth from the top of tower. That's an Earth hammer.
Oh no. See, and you can't say that you were wrong, because Keyless Tower isn't the right play, because you never do Keyless Tower, because you have the tower key.
Right. No, it's the Keyless
Still in
Tower
play.
with the tower key. But you know, my powers of divination were correct. We got the Earth, just not the right kind of Earth.
We'll hope it doesn't. That we don't go into Zot without the Earth Crystal again, because that did look like quick earth. And I mean, when you're flying through the input so fast, I mean, just boom, earth.
Right. Right. Hope you can see that little icon. But Pankraz did get a double life glitch off on that first gold dragon, 240k EXP.
That's amazing. Not easy to do for those watching it.
No, and that's the greatest trick these runners pull is they make it look easy.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of things are just kind of happening, you know, but really the amount of technical and in-game knowledge going on is exceptional. Like the other day, they didn't have sirens, and so how do you get XP if you don't have sirens? The answer in that case was understand that there's a floor in the Lunar Subterrain has a 25% chance of spawning double gold dragons and take random encounters till you hit it. I would never have known that, but these guys do.
Well, Dustygriff taking a big lead here. The Super Cannon had the hook. 2 objectives. Gets to trade in that Rat Tail as well. Gets the pass. Gets the Adamant armor. Dustygriff in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, that full Earth play coming in to his benefit once again. Now when he goes to the moon, he's going to have Adamant armor, the most broken item in, as they say, in any RPG, let alone just this one. When he can go to Fey March, still might want to wait a little bit on the Note Noodle, but I mean, can also get through it. So yeah, he is in excellent position, although Pankraz is going to have nuke pretty quickly. I just saw Meteor fly.
And Dustygriff did pick up Star Veils from the shop in Silvera, and is going to go further shopping down the hook route.
Let's see what Pankraz does now. Did he just want to get his characters online, or are we going to see the whole moon play? Looks like we're going to do more moon.
At least go shopping. In the Hummingway Cave, tier 5 item here. It's coffins. Could have used those earlier. Not interested right now.
I wonder if Dusty is going to dive the whole route, or is just him here for some wine.
Did pick up that Bacchus wine and is going to at least check out the character. Interesting.
Launching the hook, Falcon here is an objective, so...
Is an objective, does have plenty of firepower to get through it, so most likely only going to be here once and go through the entire hook route.
It's an interesting play because even though he can do it now, there's enough HP at this spot that even with the defense power of the Adamant, you're not going to get through it as fast as you might later, although, I mean, if the fight's free, I guess you will. So that works out well. Like, let's say you came here with Nuke, whatever's there just gone. But in this case, this is working in Dusty's favor, being a little bit lower level, but being able to also quickly neutralize this boss. It's all about time efficiency of checks when you're this caliber.
And Dustygriff decides that he wants a white mage and ditches the Trader Kane.
So we'll see full reflex strats for sure.
For sure. Did find Star Veils, like we said, in Silvera, so has those full reflect strats are going to be online. And Pankraz going
not on the moon.
The blue planet, going to Okopogo.
I think this is the play. We know the hook is here on Earth, and we have other objectives here. So this was a good play, I think, on Pankraz's part. I know he would love to demolish the moon right now, but this is what he needs to do.
And the little scene Ashura strats.
Yeah, so when we get to the hook, I doubt we'll see White Mage picked up. Not with the grind already mostly taken care of here.
Yeah, Pankraz having a bunch of levels, going to pick up even more with all of the required checks.
See some flashy tier 3 spells coming out. Takes the weak as the counter, but has Ashura ready to immediately heal up after. That was pretty neat.
So Pankraz, you think Mike would want to get through this Ogopogo spot and then sweep out the underground?
Yeah, I think so. Although right now, Rydia does not have the MP that he was hoping for. So this fight got a little more dicey, but I mean, Kane berserked 3,000 apiece. We're through. Yeah, I think he's gonna stay underground. I think we'll see either Tower next, or maybe with these levels, the Fey March.
Definitely one of the two, you would think. Dustygriff, meanwhile, finding the Kaipo officer-soldier fight, getting some extra life glitches off, and he is going to be through the hook route as soon as he forgets to not fall down the pitfall.
Yeah, the pitfall's always here.
Seriously.
It frustrates some people.
It's like a pixel wide.
Yeah, we're the carpenters. I mean, I know there's guys that like put things on the airships. They can get them down here, you know.
That brings me to something. That's an OSHA violation. This is a place of business.
Right. I mean, it's also a holy site. There's crystals here. I mean.
I don't know. I think they should make conditions safer for everybody.
Okay, so Dusty,
heading up the tower first.
And Dusty doing what a smart play is. If you gotta fly down to the underground to do, like, say, Fey March, why not take the long way through launching the Falcon and get your objective done and be where you need to be?
So Pankraz might do the half tower, the Penguinator special. If he does, it would really be a big advantage for him.
The Falcon just took an interesting landing spot. I haven't seen it land there before.
Yeah, you can land on top of the mesa. Not much to do up there, but you know, maybe you want a nice little vista.
I think Pankraz will probably do a full tower here. It's a quick check. You can reset out of it if you want to. Nope. I don't think we're seeing Penguinator special today. No save. No save.
Not gonna reset out of this. Gonna walk it all the way back down. And he'll be hoping that the cannon room has something for him, which it does.
Okay, Dusty setting up for his grind, buys a bunch of sirens. He will be soon to nukes and whites and all that good stuff also.
Dusty did swing by Dwarf Castle before remembering that Tomra was the place to have the sirens. It is interesting that Mylon was holding on to the Earth Hammer when that would be so ineffective against it.
Right, yeah, that is interesting. He's gonna have a bad day too. Very bad day.
Yeah,
although we're still running with the issue of no MP on Rydia.
Yeah, that Rydia has the choice between Chocobo and Imp. But that Paladin is going to carry this team like he has so often.
Yeah, that was a bit of a lost opportunity to make up some time. But swag rocks are good.
Oh, you thought the fight was over? Psych!
Oh, I see what you did there.
Well, that's one way to get a little bit of MP on Rydia. Mylon doesn't need it as much as Rydia does. Really has blarging to do.
See, the old man's taking a nap while all the children are doing the work. At the risk of getting newspapered, is that egalitarian?
Oh, and a free siren.
Oh,
Always great to see. I didn't know I needed this.
and we may not even use it. Dusty likely, assuming there was not too many money concerns, bought what was necessary to get to Nuke.
Right. Just a nice little bonus with your eggs. You know how diners have like punch cards? Where if you get a certain amount of
Right.
breakfast, you get one free.
And if nothing else, you can sell it and then you can buy something at a later point.
Oh, yeah, you can sell a siren for 0.25 sirens.
So I couldn't place either runner in the lead right now. One grind done for FF4FE, but he has a little bit behind in objectives, and vice versa for Dusty. I think we're pretty close.
Yeah, FF4FE going back to the tower, not getting stuck up on the moon, at least from what we see, it puts him right back into the race. It's tough to tell who is in the lead. It's close right now, as
Wonder
you
if he'll-
could have expected.
Wonder if he'll go pick up his adamant armor before doing the Fey March, or route quickly, take the quicker option, which he's doing, and going right to the Fey March. So he's opting to seed. Oh, okay.
And
gonna
we
do some
have
more
our
eggs.
second double egg grind of this match.
So I was thinking he might seed some power, in the name of saving route efficiency. But before that, he's gonna make sure everyone has ultimate power, and then not need the adamant to do Fate March, which is a good play because as we can see, we're really close. The difference in this one could be the matter of walking to one location.
Yeah, FF4FE did pop one siren. I believe got nuke on the kid.
I saw Medio a bit before that, so we at least have one new caster now. But notably, no adamant armor.
Meanwhile, the Dragon Whip continues to do work on Dustygriff's side.
Yeah, these eggs are getting scrambled very quickly.
FF4FE going to not sell the siren, but take the most expensive in the game.
Yeah, this video has been really, protesting, ready to have some MP, and now she does.
Yeah, this Bahamut will do some, will get some stuff done here against either Elements or Demist. And so, Mike, is there any reason not to do Demist first?
No, you definitely do Demist first because we don't need much stuff still, right? If
Just
we get
the
a
Earth.
Zot, if we can go up Zot, we're going there. So when you're to one item from go mode, hit your objectives and hit things as quick as possible because you don't want to spend time doing it. You wouldn't want to spend time doing King first, of course, and then have an easier boss that's also required having your go mode.
Tello tried to help, but did not. And Tello's in the position where he helps the most just by being him.
Yeah, and Demist, is not going to get any more phases. So,
What a Demist fight. Never turned into
Wow.
mist. Absolutely fantastic.
We'll see the same thing here for Dusty having done his grind.
A nice piece of headgear and an objective. FF4FE's going to move right next door, not even going to save. No
We're
reason
about
to.
dead even. We see FF4FE through the fight a little bit earlier, but is down the trade-ins. Now, if you can get a Zot those trade-ins are kind of on the way to your objective. But if we have to go to the moon for that, a little bit more travel time.
And Dustygriff also gets through D-Mist without a phase change. Xpankraz, meanwhile, discovers that it's all leg in the king spot.
Yeah, which is nice because the magic's pretty low here, so we see these fire 2 counters. Not even, as of yet, able to dispatch our old guy for us.
Ooh. Oh, and that Ice 3 will really show him how. Goodness.
See a little bit of menuing from Dusty, getting a Rhybon on. Oof, Glare will still take you out, unless you have an Adamant armor. And we get script!
Yeah, it's story time. He lost now, but he shall return.
The runners do not want script right now.
No, they do not.
Not with how tight this is.
Just some more wine for Xpankraz. He doesn't have a source of them yet. We know they're in the Eblan shop.
That's right, he hasn't done the hook yet. I would say that puts Dusty a bit ahead, having to do all that as well.
Well,
he has, but Dusty hasn't done the basement throne yet either, so those kind of equalize.
Yeah.
I'd say that's still a bit quicker than the hook route, though.
Dusty missed out on some EXP for that white mage, but does get through that ruby and get that Bacchus. And our tracker Warlink05 pointing out that means the hook or the moon is required for something. No other checks left on Earth that can gate the Earth crystal.
With how close the runners are, this could become a matter of just prioritization of what routes are they taking once they get to the moon.
Yeah, you're going searching for one key item. You know, kind of a throwback to some of the prior tournament flags when you were just looking for the crystal, which was in a key item spot. And once you found it, you would just go. With both runners clearing out everything that they can do so quickly, it comes down to one key item chase and 6 key item spots on the moon, and a little bit of luck and a little bit of routing determination could make the difference here.
Those gold dragons just financed a lot of wine. 16 of them.
That sounds like a party to me.
So Ogo is weak to Zerk, but we're not going to be doing any Zerk right now. We're going to be doing some flex strats.
No, Xpankraz did have the cane around to slice that Ogopogo into sushi. Dustygriff won't have that. Might lose a little bit of time, but the nukes keep coming. Yeah,
and we'll see. We'll have convergence here. Once they go up to the moon, we'll see who's ahead and by how much. Not going to be a lot.
Yeah, not a lot separating them. Dusty now will be ahead by about the hook route.
Yeah, I'm guessing about a minute and a half.
Assassin Dagger, not what he's looking for, but he's not going to reset out because it's an objective, and we are officially on the search for a rock.
Which way do you think Dusty goes?
Oh, I don't know. You've scouted these runners extensively, I know. Do you have an inkling on what Dusty's preference is once it comes time to the moon?
In this situation, I think we see Rhybon Room first. 2 objectives. He has no reason to feel like he's behind. He's played very clean. Really clean routing. I think he goes for the percentage play with Ribbon Room first.
Yeah, there's also Cave Bahamut, which, you know, if you believe the memes, there's always value there.
It has one chance today.
So it'll be super interesting to see. And your point is well taken. Dustygriff has absolutely no reason to feel behind. He hasn't had that many checks that didn't turn into anything. He hasn't had a tough time with any boss. He's routed exceptionally. His play has been crisp.
Yeah, and there's that pan, that single dip of Babil is feels like it's looming pretty large right now.
Very much so. That decision to do Baron in before before taking on the Babil defense just saved that much travel time. Babil is so out of the way.
Look where we're going.
To Cave Value. Dusty still does have a couple of Sirens left. Might want to burn them as well.
Yeah, I didn't see if he rounded out his grind. I don't know that you need to, because if you know you're doing moon checks and you have power, we're pretty high level, so I think we're just doing a value play.
Did Pankraz check out the boss down here?
I believe he did, but I didn't see. He was down there when he was grinding. This is the cave he went to, so I imagine he did hit it. Dusty's just gonna go straight to it.
And that's painful.
Yeah, so this tells me maybe he does feel a little bit behind and is doing a contrarian play. Given that the weighting of this check is lower. Oh wow.
That hurts.
Yeah. Is lower than a summon spot, I believe, is a little bit worse than a regular traditional moon spot. So, yeah, he's probably feeling a bit behind right now, and now even more so. Taking that wipe, I think we'll see some battle speed twitching here if we haven't already.
Yep, thought he could handle it at battle speed 1. Going to turn it down to battle speed 3. One of the tougher bosses you can find at this spot with a mage party, but only have to survive the 3 waves.
Yeah, we had a lot of power on this team, but one of our power points is not hit points.
And not gonna get it done.
Oof. Oh, that's really, really rough.
And Pankraz following right behind.
Huh, that's so interesting. Both of them must be feeling a bit behind. I mean, the time here is great. They have just about a full earth clear. Hour 10.
Yeah, I mean, both runners know the quality of the runner they're facing. Maybe tilting a ghost a little bit.
And here we are, exactly tied.
But Pankraz has the traitor, has Kane, who will be able to withstand these dark waves.
And I think Dusty's going to get through this time also. He has... he's going to cure Palom, and then Palom's going to cure 3 himself. Got all the turnover straightened out. And also be through.
Wow. So Pankraz in the lead by seconds. Just an apple. We'll see if either runner gets an advantage on the reset.
Right. Quick reset for Pankraz. I imagine we'll see the same thing here. Now we still have more decisions. Are we doing Mira or are we going to the bottom?
Yeah.
Seeing that we started in value, I think we see Mira from at least one runner.
Neither runner checked the moon character yet. Both runners have to be feeling pretty good about their anchor situations with that Tella doing floor inspection work.
Oh, and where is Zot? It's going to make all the difference here. Unless they continue to mirror each other's route. We could see a crystal altar play right now.
Ooh. Pankraz gonna step outside and save. Did not want that cane equipped with a spear.
Yeah, so that tells me Mira for Pankraz.
And Dustygriff heading straight in. Looks like he's gonna do bottom up.
Or is just confident that he can handle whatever is at Mira. But yeah, I think more likely he's going down to Rhybon. And I think Rhybon's the better play, but we'll see.
Oh, he's going to go top down too.
Yeah. See, he's just confident that he can take it. And that buys back some precious seconds. That with the small lead Pankraz had.
Wow. Well, if you're just joining us, both these runners just need the Earth Crystal. They've taken slightly different paths to get there, but they are converging at the very same spot on the moon. Both runners have played pretty crisply. The only wipes of any consequence we've seen have been Dustygriff at Cave Bahamut, and these runners are just separated by mere seconds. Whoever finds the Earth Crystal first will get to take on that Tower of Zot. Both are fully set up for reflex strats for Z.
I'm trying to look to any piece of advantage one runner could have over the other, and one area we should keep in mind is Pankraz's source of healing right now is something that only heals 66% of the time.
Yeah, Pankraz's white mage is Rydia with Ashura, and that's about it. Dusty gonna keep that EXP. Pankraz reset out of it.
And I thought I timed this before. I thought it was quicker to walk it out than
to exit out.
To exit out, but looks like Pankraz is still a little bit ahead.
Still a little bit ahead.
Probably know better than I, yeah. And when I say a little bit, it's like 7 seconds at most.
Incredible. Just incredible. Well, while they're walking, do want to thank our restreamer Black Ice for rolling this magnificence, and thank you to our tracker Warlink05 keeping on top of everything. And thanks to Mike for commentating this instant classic. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think it's fair to say this is an instant classic.
Oh, this is everything we hoped it would be, for sure. And chat's asking questions, making some good points. If Pankraz doesn't have camping gear, he might have reset out, losing a little bit of time at the expense of having more resources to go through.
Well, here's the divergence we were looking at. Pankraz heading to the Crystal Sword Altar, Dustygriff heading to the bottom of the moon.
Pankraz definitely must be feeling a bit behind, because I know he likes the percentage play. And you have 2 checks with Rhybon Room. This is 1 here, and even after the check with the Rhybon Room, you're right next door to another check. So Crystal Altars generally considered contrarian. We have a Mega Nuke. Rydia completely dodges because the magic is pretty low here, but that's still a big deal because that means she can still withstand a counter nuke, likely, if we even see him. There's a lot of damage coming out really fast.
Yeah, all 3 living characters withstand that Mega Nuke from Vanilla Wyvern. Meanwhile, we have Double Dragon as Bahamut is on Dustygriff's side.
I'm loving this Wyvern fight. We don't have a Star Veil used or wall. We just blasted through him, yes. knowing how much time we had. That was an impressive fight.
That was great, but just a spoon. Pankraz doesn't even need the key item. no edge
Yep.
scene, and
That's
Dustygriff gets
huge
through that
advantage,
Bahamut.
Dusty. We just swayed right back to advantage, Dusty, because
Dusty got the Earth Crystal. Dusty's in go mode.
there it is. And anywhere where it was, Dusty was going to be ahead because he's never going to go the Crystal Altar. He would have done White Spear and then Masa. So we have the difference basically of this fight, and that is our.
Yeah, and Pankraz
Did he just go White Spear?
He did.
Oh, no.
He did.
Okay.
He's going to be 2 checks behind.
2 checks behind. It's fortunately for Pankraz, it's a quick check. Probably Stone and Buffer.
If Tele would bother to get up.
And we're looking at probably a little quicker fight for Dusty because he has 3 casters. Although I guess we'll still only be looking at 1 action from Z, but maybe he could not even nerf the Big Bang with no fear of a second one with 3 spellcasters. We'll see.
Dustygriff did switch airships. A heads-up play to have the Enterprise parked outside instead of the Falcon. Once you wind up in Baron, if you take the Falcon to the Tower of Zot, the Falcon will still be there, and you have to do the Walk of Shame. You take the Enterprise there, the Enterprise will follow you to Baron, and then the spot outside of Troyo will be safe for you. Dustygriff does have the pass, is going to go straight to Troya after cleaning up the Tower of Zot.
Yeah, and those are great things to consider when you have runners just about through the seed and a few seconds apart as we saw them going down the subterranean.
Not much here that would give Dustygriff any fear, really. Anything in the Val spot you can think of that would even give him a moment's pause?
No, nothing at all. Yeah, at this rate, being 2 checks ahead and having a very solid Z fight. At the moment, I'm thinking it's Dusty's race to lose.
Yeah, Dusty certainly has the advantage. Pankraz gets the Earth Crystal, heading back to the blue planet.
You could consider this team doesn't have much HP, so like a high roll Big Bang scenario. But honestly, with 3 reflect casters, we probably won't see a second Big Bang. Now, one thing to consider is what battle speed do the runners elect to do? Are we looking at? Swag Huckaboo. No. Are we looking at battle speed 5 here? I've seen runners of this caliber do reflex strats as fast as 1 using run buffering. That does take a bit of time having that much battle speed. I don't know if it's the difference, but we'll be watching that.
A French vanilla Tower of Zot. Rosa and Kane are both up there, just switched places. That's the 3rd Kane we've seen this seed.
Yeah, betrayers everywhere. 3 of him. Yang.
Surrounded by them. But I'm still marveling at the fact that both runners full cleared everything they could do on the blue planet. And Pankraz, at least, did every check on the moon except 1, plus all the summon spots on the blue planet in a $120.
And a hook route. Top of that for fun.
And the hook route.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's just glorious. So we have not seen Edge yet. Edge could either be at the giant or at the package.
Taking the day off. And to your point on speed, we did that also without Edge.
Yes. Dustygriff gets the Adamant. Missed the Legend's Horde, which was in the White Spear altar, but does not care.
Crystal at 122.34.
Nice and tidy. I don't know. I've just had a smile on my face for the last hour and 23 minutes.
Yeah,
I hope you can tell.
This has been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing this awesome front row seat with me, Sheep.
Of course, I wouldn't miss this for anything. We are really glad to have you with us, as well as Dusty is about to enter this Z fight. Dusty's made this...
Go ahead, I'm just seeing some things in chat I want to comment.
Oh, yeah. Dusty's made this look easy, but Zeromus, anything but free. This fight is always an event, and, you have to dress up for an event. And Zeromus is nothing if not the life of the party. So, Zeromus is going to dress up as something different. That's what these Z flags mean. Mike, do the honors.
Yeah, I see some, thank you for the chat, ZZs, for the ZZs chat.
ZZs.
Thank you. Yep, he's too big to put, in, say, Antlion Cave. You get obliterated, you have no crystal, you can't do any damage. You can't randomize them, as you said. So, instead we have all these sprites. And we want to know, with these flags, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
It is about a minute 30 difference here. And with both runners going to be using reflect strats for the most part. Pankraz's Cane might do a couple swings, but it's going to be almost purely reflect strats. Dustygriff still has the advantage here as we see the change. Cranky Kong!
Yeah.
Back in my day, we had to hike up Mount Ordeals in the snow.
Yeah, back in my day, Mount Ordeal didn't give us Meteor.
Back in my day, Mount Ordeals had 70 bosses. Now you just have 3.
And it was uphill both ways. You're looking at Tella as he's saying this. He's very judgy. Okay, I didn't catch the battle speed here.
I did not either. Chat is saying battle speed 2.
Yeah, it got to be pretty quick because spells were cast immediately and they're hitting, right?
Yeah. Waiting until Tella's turn to get that silk web off. Nuke goes on that power.
Quick. Yeah. Things are hopping.
Yeah. Pankraz having a pretty quick shake as well, although I believe he's on battle speed 3.
Yeah, 3 versus 2. Yeah, this will be very close. Dusty with a distinct advantage.
Yeah, Dusty with an advantage of almost 2 minutes. We'll have 3 new casters instead of 2, also slightly faster.
And literally the only danger now is Cranky getting really fast and high rolling big things. We don't have a lot of HP, but this is just about over.
Yeah, that wall standing up strong for 2 nukes and a white. And Dusty has done it! Dustygriff takes Game 3, defeats xPankraz, and moves on to the quarterfinals to face off against Martin Broadcloak. The Battle of the Titans goes to Dustygriff. GG's.
Incredible. GG's, Dusty. Feels like a championship game right now.
It sure does, and we knew this matchup was a possibility from the moment that the brackets were released, and it did not disappoint.
If you're wondering why we're meeting in the round of 16, it's because it's pure random. So we could have this type of caliber match at this point, and all the matches have been great, but these two, as has been said, could have easily have met in the finals and got a treat today.
We are joined by the quarterfinalist, Dustygriff. GG's.
Hey, GG's.
So it all came down to how you approached the moon and what made you decide to do a kind of top-down and then ribbon room play.
Because it's at the point where you have to like cut off to go to Crystal Altar or go to Ribbon Room anyways. It's kind of equidistant, and then you get two potential checks out of Ribbon Room. I think if like it's earlier in the seed or something, or potentially later, I should say, because like it still felt pretty early for me, even though I assumed Pankraz was right around the same point as I was. I wasn't trying to make like gambles on what to check up there at that point. Everything I did, I kind of liked, because like checking Bahamut Altar first, even though I wiped on it for some reason against Dark Knight, felt good because I got if it was there, I got to skip the cutscenes and everything. Checking the Mirasame Altar after that made sense, and then at that point, I think it was a bit of a toss-up whether I did Crystal Altar or Ribbon, and yeah, Ribbon won out for me because of the double check, and you know. I knew I could get through it fast with all the nuke power and everything.
You're correct to assume that. Pankraz, after leaving the Mirror Altar, I believe, was maybe 5 steps ahead of you. How did you feel when you were going in the moon? Did you feel like you'd run the seed really well, you'd routed really well? Did you feel like you were ahead?
I felt like I was maybe on Pankraz's heels. I know how good Pankraz is, and I thought this seed potentially he would have chosen to be a bit more gutsy than I was and grind earlier to like get there and get to the levels and all that. But yeah, so I wasn't sure how he approached everything, and I waited a while to grind because I was sort of waiting for a white mage. I just wanted to get rid of Kane because I felt strong enough. But yeah, so I felt pretty good about it, and the fact that I had that Dragon Whip and Heroine Robe and my setup for grinding was so good and so fast once I did grind, and then at that point it was just like nuke everything, you know? It felt pretty nice, so it was really hard to say the seed. I was pretty happy with my play, other than some weird silly stuff I did, like accidentally going to Zot when I didn't have Earth Crystal, because like my brain just auto-routed there for some reason. As it happens, but yeah, I was feeling pretty good going into the moon. The couple wipes to Dark Knight on the moon didn't feel good, but other than that, it felt like everything I did, I wouldn't change much about it, even with post knowledge of the seed.
Yeah,
you got it sorted out.
Yeah, one of the really nice routing decisions you made that Pankraz didn't, that gave you a little bit of an early advantage, was taking on that Baron Inn before Babil, so you only had to visit Babil once, which isn't all that common on these flags.
Yeah, that was like, I did it for that exact reason, of course, because I knew like if I went kind of routed through Feymarch and searched for my sirens and then got power out of there, I could just do Dwarf and finish up Baron at the same time, even though it's a bit of a time cost when you do that, because you have to heal up in between and yada yada yada, because like Dwarf doesn't heal you, so then like there's like an awkward kind of sidestep you have to do all that. But I was like, it just feels worth it here, because the more checks I can get ahead, especially because Pan turn is an objective, if I can like push that a little longer, I increase the chances that I do get that, even though my choice was basically to go, well, I go into Baron, Town of Baron, if it's not pan there, basically I'm going to go Sheila 1 and then Babil at that point. But yeah, it was very, very lucky for me. I think that I was there because it really made my routing decision pay off.
So, Lollyho last year, Pankraz wins, and you go into this matchup, and he takes game 1. Now you've come back, you won the second game, equalize at 1 now. How do you feel?
It feels pretty good. I mean, yeah. So because this is the third game for us now, and yes, it's very very strange to. I don't know. I came into this tournament with I went into Lollyho League with similar things where like I had low expectations because I've been playing the game for a while, but life stuff happens and I don't get as much time to practice these days as I'd like to. But yeah, it's kind of fun to be excited about FE again and be in the tournament scene and stuff and feel like I'm playing pretty good. So I was honestly quite as much as people once I kind of came up against Pankraz in this were like, oh geez, that's pretty early on for like one of the hardest potential matches you could get in the tournament. And I'm like, I look forward to it because there's a third time me and Pankraz have matched up now in a tournament, I believe, because the first time was Zima Zone 3, which I think it was his first tournament. And, Pankraz's been a fantastic player then and ever since then as well. So it's always something that I look forward to. And we kind of joke about our ongoing Best of Infinity series. So this is, we've had 3 best of 3s now. So we'll see where we go from there.
Into the quarterfinals against Martin Broadcloak, and Martin has been really playing well in this tournament. How do you kind of keep the focus on the next match, even though you've just come off this incredible high for this round?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I faced Martin before, and he is an amazing player, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it because, like I said, it kind of for me, it's just all about putting on a good show. And I think this series, I watched some of it back, and it's really fun to kind of watch because I know how good Pankraz is, and I'm happy to be playing almost up to my expectations. I'd like to play a little better. I do kind of some dumb stuff from time to time, but I think that happens to everyone too. So it's kind of like you can't hurt yourself too much over that or get too stuck on that. But yeah, I am looking forward very much to facing Martin. Like I said, that's a matchup that will also be really good. He's been playing for quite a while now and has like obviously just been playing extremely well. And anyone at this point will be a really, really fun matchup. So yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Well, congratulations once again on making it through the round of 16 into the quarterfinals. Mike, any other questions for Dusty?
No, just we'll be looking forward to seeing you in further play in this tournament. That next match will be also very hype, as you guys have been saying. Martin has been doing great things. Have a good understanding of action economy, and that's going to be a great matchup. As was this. GG's again, Dusty. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Just thanks so much, Mike, you and Chief Watcher for commentating this one. Appreciate it as always. To Warlink and Black Eyes for doing the behind the scenes work, and GG's again to Pankraz for this amazing series. It was so tight, and that's kind of everything I hoped it would be, as always, win or lose. And I kind of got on the lucky side of the coin this time, I think, and I'll be looking forward to next time. And I'm very much looking forward to facing Martin. And yeah, GG's.
GG's again, and thanks. And we'll see if we can get Pankraz in here for an interview, if he wants to talk. But just worth saying again, I'm I still have goosebumps, Mike. I don't know about you, just from the sheer adrenaline. And we are joined by xPankraz after an incredible race. GG's.
Hey, GG's. Thank you very much.
So what were your thoughts entering the moon, Pankraz? Did you feel behind, ahead? What led to your riding decisions there?
I wasn't fully sure how I wanted to approach the moon. It was picking up the pass from the rat tail made things extra awkward, where it's a matter of I only need one key item. I can either make the walk to the bottom and then resign myself to not having to do that again with the pass, do a standard bottom up stuff, or I can try to gamble a little bit, try to just get the one key item I need without having to make that entire trek down, which eventually went out as you saw. Um, Also wasn't sure about maybe Dusty's gone to the moon, maybe he hasn't, maybe he's done a bottom up play. We had to tell him, maybe I don't think he did a D machine grind, but maybe he grinded, maybe he's up here already and has been here for a long time. The Darkness Crystal was from Sheila 1, I believe. So all the time in the world to go up there and do anything you wanted. With that in mind, figured I'd try the top-down approach, see what it is, along with the fact that I only had one tent in my inventory at that point. I wasn't exactly well geared for a long trek to the bottom, unless I was going to be resetting every single fight. And with the Luca key still outstanding, as well as the Earth Crystal, I figured I'd go for the top-down and just reset and use the whale healing if need be, and go from there.
Yeah, when you watch this back, you'll see that that you were actually a few steps ahead of Dusty after the Mira altar, and that divergence made the difference. It's just rando things, right? You got to pick the right spot to go to, and you guys both ran so well. Were you frustrated by Rydia's lack of MP at times in the run?
Nah, not really. I mean, she got XP late, so like the fact that she had one Bahamut cast, I was happy with that. The fact that I got two Asura casts, I was happy with that too. I had intended after the grind to sleep in the whale on my way to Baron, so that way I could have full HP and everything. And I didn't do that. Whoops. Small mistake on that part, but still got two Asura casts, and that was plenty of healing. The biggest thing was just making sure Tella lived long enough to cast Berserk on Kayn, because I didn't have Bacchus Wines or anything yet.
Speaking that Bahamut summon from the Sylvan Cave, we were wondering if Rydia would factor into your plans at all before that, and she really seemed to be part of it going forward.
She was factoring in fantastically as an anchor to enable fighting Sylvan Cave chests. And she did that beautifully for the one chest that I found. I was hoping for a couple more to maybe try to get a Kayn weapon. But with all, the Bahamut summon made things awkward, because I wanted her to be in the plan then, because, Bahamut Rydia is pretty good. But I already had a level 27 Palom, or 29 Palom with Quake, and the Charm Rod, and all this other good stuff. I was not super well equipped mage-wise to spread things out between a couple people, so... And I already had big AoE damage with the Palom. I didn't need the Bahamut Rydia, but I kind of wanted the Bahamut Rydia, and I figured, with the Sirens available, with the Hourglasses available and everything, she could stick around. I'd get rid of Edward eventually for anybody, and we'd see what happens from there. And she ended up factoring in and getting all the way to Nuke, which was fun.
She even became your healer. You made great use of her. We were really impressed with your Nope Noodle fight there, hitting the blaze and then following up with Asura and just making mincemeat of it.
Yeah, I wanted to have Palom help out at least a little bit, because Kayn, for all his equipment in this one, still wasn't quite performing where I wanted to. So a little extra damage didn't hurt, especially because I didn't quite have Nuke yet for just full reflecting. Then we just went from there.
This sadly marks the end of the tournament. You kind of had a finals match in the group of 16. I hope that you feel great about your play, because from watching, I was just impressed after impressed after impressed. Like the knowledge you showed in game 1 with knowing the 25% encounter rate to get the gold dragons, to your run buffer to get 3 veils and 2 veils and a wall off in game 2 against Wyvern. You just have been impressing me so much. So I hope you feel great about your play, even though this is the end of the tournament for the year for you.
Yeah, I mentioned something, the tail end of my last match was some of like what I felt was my best mechanical play in a while. So I've been happy with how I've played the seeds throughout this entire series, and I imagine Dusty would say the same, barring a couple exceptions in both of our cases. There's always a couple small mistakes to shore up, but in the overall scheme, I can't be upset with how I've played or how I've performed. It's been a good time. It's been some good racing. It's been a good show, hopefully, for all of you. Sometimes, you guess wrong. Sometimes you guess right. And, well, didn't guess right today, but hopefully we can keep on playing well and getting more chances to guess in the future.
So what are you going to take away from this tournament? What are your highlights? What are you going to take away from it?
Don't know yet. That's hard to say. I mean, I'll just have to continue on. Maybe practice a little more for the next one. I've kind of been a little bit lax because of, burnout and all that. That's probably the biggest thing, is to not go a little too hard in the paint at the start of the tournament and then not want to play the game quite as much. Like, on the one hand, I am definitely sad to not be advancing. My bracketology's kind of ruined, and a few other things, and it's fun to continue racing Dustygriff and so on, but a small part of me is definitely relieved and ready for another break after this tournament.
If we could make this a best of 301, I think everybody would take that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we've I mentioned it in our first game that was game 7 of our perpetual best of infinity or whatever, because Dusty and I just kind of keep meeting up in tournaments, and it's a great show every time, and it's always a blast to race somebody of his caliber, and I'm glad to see him knocking me out and continuing on in the tournament. Best of luck to him going forward.
Well, you certainly did the Gaia Hat group proud, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Mike would agree.
Absolutely. The memes, even though you've lost for now, Gaia hats shall return.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And apologies for, I know some people might have been hounding you in those early burnout phases to have you practice every night. I'm sure those people might feel a little bad.
That person was me. That was me saying to myself, "Oh, let's do another pickup race. That sounds fun." Throw out the eyes, see what happens. But that's gonna happen when you're playing and trying to figure out the flag set and trying to learn all the ins and outs of what you want to do with it, how you want to approach every seed, how much of everything that you personally want to do, and how you want to route things. Ultimately, people have asked about routing and when do I do this, when do I do that? It doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do at any given moment. And sometimes, what you want to do is go to the Crystal Sword altar. And, every now and again, you got to tell yourself no. But other times, what you want to do is, the correct play. And just figuring out how I wanted to play this tournament has been a lot of fun and is something that I hope to maybe not quite do as much the next time around, but something that I hope to continue doing.
And sometimes you just want to talk to Corey.
Yeah, exactly. Or, to figure out how about Todd's peculiar odors, or, the hook route guy, or whatever. You got to figure out how you want to play the game. That's the fun part of it.
Well, thank you, xPankraz. It's been, I got to practice with you, got to play in the same group with you, got to watch your play in the brackets and then commentate. You, for me personally, you've made this tournament a lot, just amazing, and I'm very thankful for that. Do you have any questions, further questions for Pankraz?
No, I just want to say a heck of a run for you, Pankraz. Always happy to watch you race and see you around. And yeah, GG's once again.
Of course, thank you all. Thank you all for the kind words. Thank you to Sheep and Mike for the commentary. Thank you, Black Eyes, for putting on the restream. Thank you, Warlink, for pressing all those buttons behind the scene. Thank you all on the restream team for your continued work in this event. We can push all the buttons we want to play the game, but it's more fun with people talking about the game, you know?
It sure is. And it was a lot of fun talking about this one.
I'm glad that you all enjoyed, and hopefully you all get to enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of the free enterprise to come. Take care.
All right, so once again, Dustygriff has taken Game 3 with a time of 1:26:45. Pankraz finishing in second with a time of 1:28:45. Mike, got any last thoughts on this race before we move along?
I'm gonna need a while to process. I'm glad that I have some time before more free enterprise, because that was a roller coaster, back and forths, everything we hoped it'd be. I'm glad we got to be here for it. Is there anything else we're doing tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna head over to Let's Racing Time. They're good friends of ours. They sometimes run free enterprise. Don't know what they're running now, but it's always a good time with them. So we'll head over to Let's Racing Time and have fun with them. Don't spoil this race for anybody over there who wants to watch it back later. But do want to thank one more time our restreamer Black Ice, our tracker Warlink05. Thank you, Mike34. I've been Sheep Launcher, and until next time, so long.
Yeah, so long. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Good night.